Z lies between, say, 1.24 and this one, say 3.48. What is the probability that Z lies in this particular range? Okay, now what is the meaning of this particular thing? This means, what does this mean is, I have this figure here. So this is my point Z equal to 0. I'll mark the point Z is equal to 1.24. So it will be somewhere here. Z is equal to 1.24. And this Z equal to 3.48 will be somewhere ahead. So I'll mark the point here. Okay. So now it's talking about the probability that Z lies between these two numbers. So actually we need to talk about what is the area in between these two lines. So this is the area that we are looking for. How do we find this area? See, the table always gives us the value from the origin. Okay. So what can be done over here is, um, so now this area can be obtained. This area can be obtained by, I'll take this curve here to this point 3.48. I'll take this total area minus this area. What is this? 1.24. If I do this one from this total area, if I subtract this much, then what I'll get is, I'll get this figure. Okay. So what I'm saying over here is, yeah, from this area, this total area, if I subtract, if I subtract, say this much part, if I remove this part, then what is remaining is the required area, and this area will represent this probability. Okay, so this is what we are saying here. Okay, so how do we find this one? This will be probability that Z lies between 0 and 3.48 minus probability that Z lies between 1.24. Okay, so what is this? We'll find this value from the table, because the table always gives us the value from the origin. So what will be this value? 3.48. 3.4 here and 8 is over here. So I'm talking about this value, 0.4997 minus 1.24. So where is that 1.24? 1.2 here and 4 is this. So this one is minus 0.3925. Okay, so we'll subtract this to get the answer. So it will be 2 here, 7 here, 0 and 1. So this is the answer. Could you understand this? This table, I doubt whether you can see it from your, can you read the entries that are there in this table from your screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's manageable.
Manageable, na? Okay. So let us go ahead. Yeah. And now the next one. This was, I guess the previous one was fourth, third. So now let me take the fourth one. Mm, so now the fourth one. What is the probability that um, Z lies between, say, minus 1.86 to 2.0? What is the probability of this? Okay, now this is, let us sketch the region again. Okay, so this is Z equal to 0, Z equal to 2 will be here, and Z equal to minus 1.86 will be here. So it's talking about the the probability that Z lies in this. It means what? It is talking about this area now. Okay. Now how do we get this area? Check out. It is this area. If I add with this area, then I will be getting the required answer. But then this can be obtained from the table directly. What about this part? Actually, so now let me write it here. This is same as probability that 1.z6 this way. I am written this half area, the area to the left of this figure origin, and plus P of z less than 2. Okay. Now this area, if I am talking over here, what we know about the curve is symmetric. Okay. So when I take the mirror image of this, I will be landing somewhere here. So this area will be same as this area. If I stop here, which is minus 1.86, this area will be same as the area over here 1.86 के बीच का जो area है, they are the same thing because the graph is symmetric. So this is as good as probability that Z lies between 1.86 and the next one is equal to 0. So now these two values we can obtain it from the table. So where is that 1.86? 1.86 is this number. So it will be 0.4686 plus for this 2 what we have is it is this one 0.4772. So when we add both the numbers, we'll get the required probability. So this will be 8, this will be 15, so it will be carry 1, 14, 9, 0. Okay, so this is the required probability. Is this clear? Now the next one, fifth one. Okay, so now what we have is find the probability that um, Z is greater than say 0.54. Okay. Now the question is find the probability that Z is greater than this. So how do we do this particular part? How do we do this one now? Again, always make it a habit that you sketch the region because many a times, no, we if we don't sketch the region, then it is a trouble. We may land up in the wrong place. Okay, so this point 1.54, well, will be this. This is z equal to 0, so it will be to the right of it. So let me mark it somewhere here 1.54. So this is the line z equal to 1.54. Now we are talking about z greater than this. So what are we talking over here? It is the region above this line. So this area is what we are interested. Now how do you find this area? This area is actually the total. It is, I'll, yeah. So this area is nothing but from this total area, if I subtract this part, then what I'm going to get is this will be the required. Okay. So actually we need to understand कि हमारे पास कौन सा table available है and how do we use that table to evaluate various probabilities. That is what we just have to think. Okay, so over here, if I want to do this, now what is this? What is this area under this part? यहाँ से यहाँ तक का area कितना आता है? All this entire area, the graph is symmetric. The total area था 1, so now it will be 0.5. So this will be equal to 0.5 minus this area. This area is how much? This is the area that P lies between 0, 0 and 1.54. Okay, so this 1.54 we can get it from the table 1.54, 0.4370. Okay, I'll subtract it to get the required. Is this clear? Now the next one. Next one. Probability that Z is uh, less than say 1.5. If I say probability that Z is less than 1.5, how do we do this one? How do we do this one? When I say less than 1.54, the figure will be this. Okay, 1.54 as we have marked in the previous case, it will be somewhere here. But then when I say it is less than this, so what is the answer over here? It is less than this expression. Is this clear? So what is the answer over here? It will be 0.0.4370. Is this clear? This is not correct.
Plus point five, no?
Plus 0.5. Very good. Because when we say z is less than this, I have to include the all the region which is there. Okay, we cannot exclude something. अगर मैं ये zero तक ही करती हूँ, then I have imposed one more condition which was not there in the question. So it will be the total of this. So when I say less than this, it means what? This total. So over here now this part has to be added. This area is how much? 0.5. So it will be added over here to get the answer. Is this one clear? Now the next one, seventh one. Find the probability that uh, Z is less than um, minus 3.24. What will be this equal to? I need to erase some of the things, so I'll erase the initial part. So what will be this one? Try this. Draw the figure, draw the curve, mark the point, and try to see what are we getting over there. What are we getting over here? Draw the figure. Okay. So this is the point z equal to 0. So minus 3.4 will be somewhere here on the left side. 3.24. I'll mark this line. So now z is less than this. How do we get this area? Again over here, the graph is symmetric. So this area is same as the mirror image of it. What will be the mirror image? The mirror image will be this area. And how do we represent this area? This area is as good as probability that z is greater than. In fact, if I write equal to, will it be any problem over there? Area is this figure. Okay, now but then this is equal to 0.5 minus probability that z lies between 0 and 3.24. Okay, so this will be 0.5 minus 3.24. What is that 3.24? Just locate it from the table, we'll get this expression. Is this clear now? So we are dealing with, okay, now, uh, so what we are doing over here is we are trying to be comfortable with the table that is given over here. I'll give some more sums here, just wait. Now, the next one, can you tell me the value of seventh, okay, I mean on the eighth one. Can you find the value of C or tell me what is C if probability that is 0.4793. Can you tell me what is C equal to? What will be C equal to? So now this is the other way around. अभी तक हम क्या कर रहे थे? ये टेबल कैसे निकाल रहे थे? We were given the number here, we were locating here, and we were finding the probability. Now it's the other way around. Now the probability is given, and we have to identify what is the point C. So we'll look for this number in this table here. Where is that? Okay, and after getting this particular number, what is the corresponding value for C? So where is that 4.4793? 47 here, 47, but then 93. Where is 93? Yeah, C here is this value. Okay, now this value corresponds to which number? It corresponds to 2.4, and here it is, sorry, 2.0, and here it is 0.04. So what is this number C? It will be 2.04. Okay, now the next question, if I add to this part, if probability that mod of Z is less than C is equal to 0.48. How do we simplify this expression? I'll erase this part also. How do we solve this one? Mod Z का वैल्यू क्या है यहाँ पे? Mod Z is less than 3. If I say mod X is less than 3, what is the meaning of this one? This means मॉड्यूलस का मतलब क्या होता है? मॉड्यूलस का मतलब ये होता है कि x lies between -3 and 3. Okay, so now the same way over here, when this condition is given, this can be rewritten over here as the probability that Z lies between C and minus. This value is 0.48. Okay, now when I'm saying that it is this way, यहाँ पे minus C है, यहाँ पे plus C है. This area is 0.48. Now the graph is symmetric. This is nothing but this is 2 times probability of Z lying between 0 and C. So this is 0.48. Therefore, the probability that Z lies between 0 and C is 0.24. So what is that number which corresponds to this value? 0.24. So where is 0.24? 0.22. Now see, it is somewhere here. It is greater than this. So somewhere in the middle we can mark the point. So the answer will be C will be equal to 0.4, and here I have 0.64, no, 65. So I will mark the point in the middle, so let me mark it 5 here. Okay, average of these two numbers. So that is what I have marked here. Okay, so this is for your exercise. The next problem, the 10th one, is find C is probability of is equal to 0.4793. in on. Okay. Now, having done so many things regarding this standard Z transform or standard normal curve, let's talk about normal curves, which are not standard. So for that, we don't have any table. So that. Okay. So what we have over here is for those type of curves, for those type of normal curves, normal distribution. Suppose we are calling them. Let me go to the next one. Suppose we are calling them by x. We are denoting them by x. We have x over here. So let me take this question itself. A radar is used to measure the speeds of cars on a motorway. The speeds are normally distributed with mean of 90 km per hour and standard deviation of 10 km per hour. What is the probability that a car picked at random is traveling at more than 100 kilometers? The first thing what they have said is that the speeds are normally distributed. Okay, so what do we do over here? We'll take that. Let x be the normal variable or variate that that describes 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 what, or that denotes the speed of car. Okay, so what is given about this? That the mean that is mu is given as 90 kilometers per hour and the standard deviation is given as 10. Okay, now what is the probability that a car picked at random is having the speed more is traveling with a greater speed, okay, greater than 100. Okay, so it is asking x is greater than 100, the speed is greater than 100. What is the probability of this? Okay, now x is a normal variate, it is not a standard normal variate. Okay, so what is to be done is this x has to be converted to the standard normal variate. And how do we do that? There's a transformation. If I have this x over here, then I can convert it to z by doing this transformation. I'll subtract first of all from this x mu, and this answer if I divide by sigma, what will happen is this new transformation that I'm going to get, its mean will be 0 and the standard deviation will turn out to be 1. Because it will convert to standard normal curve. That is what we mean over here. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, to convert it, what we need to do is we need to bring expression into picture because this is nothing but z. So what do we do? From this x, I want to subtract, I want to divide by sigma. So the same thing should be done on this side also. Should will be 100 minus mu divided by sigma. This term is nothing but z, and this one can be simplified because this is a number and all these values are known to us. They are given. Okay, so what will be this over here? It will be 100 minus 90 divided by 10. This will be probability that z is greater than 100 minus 90, 10 divided by 10 will be 1. This is what it is. So z is greater than 1. The moment I get the condition on z, what I'll do is I'll draw the curve here. Okay, this is the point z equal to 0. Here will be the point z equal to 1. Mark it. Now, which region are we talking about? Z greater than 1. Greater than 1 means what? We are talking about this area. Okay, and how do we get this area? हमारा table जो है वो कहाँ का area रहता है? It gives the area in between. So, it gives us the area between this region. So, what do we do over here is we need to change this. So this will be equal to zero point 0.5. From this entire area, if I subtract this blue color area, I'll get the required result. So what do we get here? It is 1. Now you can refer to the table and get the answer. Okay. So what is that answer over here? Z equal to 1 पे क्या है? ये आंसर है. What was that? What was that? 1 पे 0.3413 minus, okay, minus 0.3. Just check the table and tell me the answer, because when I'm switching, it is making some problem over here. 0.43, sorry, 3413. So when I subtract this, I will get the answer. So what is the answer over here? It is zero point 0.5, zero point 0.5 minus 0.3413. I'm using my calculator here to get the answer. So this will be 0.1587. Is this procedure clear? So what we are trying to do over here, we are trying to identify, first of all, we have to get the expression in terms of the normal variate text, then this will be converted to standard normal variate. And then we can use the Z tables to evaluate the probability. Okay, next. For a certain type of computers, the length of time between charges of battery is normally distributed. Length of time between mean is 50 hours and standard deviation is 15 hours. What is the probability that the length of time will be between 70 to 80 hours? Okay, so it's a special type of computers whose battery charges for this for these many hours. Okay, so the battery charges. Okay, so now we'll take that. Let the of time length of time between charges of the battery. Length of the time between charges of the battery be denoted by x. Then what do we know about this? This is normally distributed. Then x is normally distributed with mean is equal to 50 and standard deviation is 50. Sometimes the textbooks use this notation. They say that x is similar to n for normal. Here they'll write mu and here they'll write sigma square. So what will they write? They will write, some of the textbooks use this notation, n of 50, 15 का square. So we should be knowing कि बाबा ये notation का क्या क्या मतलब है. So this is the mean and this is the standard deviation. Which is the standard deviation? The one which is written inside the square. Okay, now what is being asked over here is that the length of the time. So it is asking about x lying between 50 and 70. Okay, so it's asking about what is the probability of this. So what do we do over here? Again, we cannot work with this arbitrary normal variable. We need to convert it to standard normal variable. So what are we going to do over here? P of, over here with x I have to subtract mu and I have to divide it by sigma. So the same operation should be done to all the entries that are appearing here. It will be 50 minus, now instead of mu I can write down the value because it is there. So divided by sigma SA and here it will be 70 minus 50 divided by sigma. Even I could have written the sigma ka value, so this will become 15. So let me do that. So this will be 15 and this will be 15. Okay. So when I do this, what do we get over here? This is probability that 50 minus 50, so it will be 0. And here I'll denote this by z is less than, this is 20 divided by 15. So what is that 20 divided by 15? It is 1.33. It is 1.33. 3, but then my table will give me value up till only this figure. So this is what it is. So now, how do we find this? This can be directly obtained from the table. So 1.3 का 3 दिखना है अभी हम लोग को. So just check your table and see what is the value for that 1.3 का 3. That turns out to be 0.4082. Is this clear? Simple sum. Again, only there
Yes,
is,
clear, ma'am.
huh?
Clear, ma'am.
Hmm. Now the next one. This is also similar. A large group of students took a test in physics and the final grades have mean is equal to 70 and standard deviation 10. If we can approximate the distribution of these grades by a normal distribution, what percentage of, so what is given over here? Let the marks, okay, back. Let the marks be denoted, marks obtained be denoted by the random variable x. Then what we know about this is these marks or these grades, sorry, it should be grades over here, right? Write down the grades obtained. So what we have is, this is this one. So what is given is x is normally distributed with mean is given as 70 and sigma as 10. Therefore, what is asked in the first case? Higher than 80. So, probability that x is greater than 80. What is the probability? So, we can simplify this. We can convert this into z, x minus mu divided by sigma. Here also we'll do 80 minus mu. But then this is the number, so let me substitute the value of mu and the value of sigma to simplify this expression. Z is greater than 10 by 10, so that will be 1. Okay, we can simplify this expression and get the answer. Okay, now what percentage of students should pass the test? So how will we say the probability that a student pass? What percentage of students pass? It is nothing but those students whose grades are greater than equal to 60, they all will pass. So again the same way, x minus mu divided by sigma is greater than equal to 60 minus 70 divided by mu. So what we get is P of z greater than or equal to minus 1. Okay, sketch the region and draw. How many of them will fail? If it is less than 60, then they will fail. So see, we want P of x greater, x less than 60. अभी देखो ये हमने निकालना ही है अभी. So what will be this? It will be 1 minus P of x less, wait. So this will be greater than or equal to 60. So whatever is this answer, I can use it here to get the, because either a student will pass or it will fail. So आपने pass का निकाला तो fail का will be what? 1 minus that will give you the probability for failure. Again, this is almost similar. Most graduate students of business require applicants for admission to take, read the question. Most graduate students of business. So what they have given us, they have given us the mean and the standard deviation. What is the probability that an individual is scoring above 500? So again, the same way we can go ahead and we can work out. Now, what is more interesting is the second part to this question. The second part is how high must an individual score on the GMAT in order to score the highest 5%. The second part is more interesting. Just read this. So how do we go about this one? So I can write down the data from the previous part. So mean is 527 and standard deviation is 112. Mean is mean is 527. Uh, mean is 527 and sigma is 112. Okay. So now how high must, so now the scores that we have, it is somewhat like, okay, this is 527. Now, what it is saying is how high must an individual score in order to score in the highest 5%. तो ये scores जब आपने arrange किए हैं तो highest जो 5% students है, brightest 5% students है, that fellow should be, that individual should be lying in that. That is what it is asking. How high must he score on the GMAT in order to score the highest 5%. So 5%, if he wants to be in this area where only 5% students are there, then what should be the minimum score that he should gain? This will be the minimum score. So this, what is this value is the next question. How do we get this? How do we get this one? So now let us take, let x1 be the minimum score minimum score of the highest of the highest 5%. Okay. So what are we trying to say? Other way of writing this particular statement is that the probability that x is greater than or equal to x1, this is nothing but 5%. If you want to be greater than this minimum score, then you will be in the 5% list. So this is nothing but 5%. Now this 5%, when I convert it to decimals, it will give me 0.05. Okay, this much is clear. Now let me write it here. Now I do not know to work with this x. So the next thing is, let me convert it to z. So what do we get here? Probability that x minus mu divided by sigma. This should be greater than x1 minus mu divided by sigma. Or in fact, over here, x1 will be a number. So let me just keep it at, okay, abhi aise rakhte hain. Let us go ahead. So this is 0.05. So this will become probability that z is greater than this number. So let me call this as z1 is equal to 0.05, where I have used z1 to denote x1 minus mu divided by sigma. Okay, so now if I am having that z ka curve, this is my point z1 and here this area turns out to be 0.05. So what should be the value of z over here? How do we do this? If, yes,
1 minus
1
0.
minus 1 minus 0.05 will give me what area? It will give me this entire area. ये पूरा के पूरा आ जाएगा. And what we have to do is we have to refer to the table. हमारा table क्या करता है? Our table always gives us the values which are lying in this region. Okay, so we have to compare this area with this one. Okay, so now observe that अगर ये area 0.05 है, then can you tell me what will be this area? What is this total? This is zero point 0.5. This area is 0.05. So what should be this area? This area will be 0.45. Therefore, what do we get is the area between Z and Z1. This is 0.45. Could you get this? Okay, now if we have understood this one, we can look into the table and identify what is Z1. One point 645. So what is Z1? Z1 is 0. Array, yeah, 45. No, sorry, not 0. 1 point. This will be 1.645. So we got the value of this Z1. Okay, now but we do not require Z1. What we require is X1. हमको score तो GMAT का बताना है. That is the required score which is being denoted by X1. Therefore, X1 minus mu divided by sigma is 1.645. So what is this equal to? X1 minus, I can put the value of sigma and mu over here and rearrange this expression. So it is sigma is 5, sorry, mu is 527 divided by 112. So let us solve this part of it. Therefore, what will be x1? X1 will be equal to 112 multiplied by 0. No, so not 0. 1 point. 1.645 plus 527. To simplify this, it will be 112 multiplied by 1.645 plus 5 plus 527. So this answer turns out to be 711.24. So the individual should score a minimum of 711.2 so that he is in the top 5%. Just go through this question. Is this clear? This is very interesting. Okay, so now next is this one. Read the question. The length of human pregnancy is the duration from conception to birth approximates a normal distribution. Even this period of pregnancy, it is even that follows the normal distribution with the mean of 266 days and a standard deviation of 16 days. What proportion of pregnancies will last over here? Let X denote let X denote the length of pregnancy. Okay, so what is given over here is, therefore, x is, shall I write this notation? X is similar to normal distribution with mean is equal to 266 and standard deviation is 16. Okay, mean and variance. Okay, this is what we have. Now, what proportion of the pregnancies will last in this duration? It means what they are asking, that the probability, if it lies between 240 to 270, what is this probability? Okay, that is what they are asking. So this will be a direct question. I'll convert this to I'll convert this over here, x minus mu divided by sigma. This one I'll do what? 240 minus mu is 266 divided by sigma. ये क्या? Yeah. Divided by sigma is sigma is 16, and this one will be 270 minus 266 divided by 16. So that is what we get over here. This is sigma. Okay. So this value, I guess, turns out to be -1. नहीं 26 आ रहा है ना. It's a different number. Okay. 240 240 minus 26. So divided by 16 is this answer. So this value turns out to be minus 1.625 Z, and here what we have is, this is 4 by 16. 4 by 16 is 0.25. So this probability is asked over here. This is equal to this equal to this. Again, draw the table over here. Here somewhere here will be this particular point. Here will be this point. So this area is what we are interested in. Okay. So add both the areas, we'll get the required probability. Now, what is this one? What length of time marks the shortest 70% of all the pregnancies? Now, how do we do this one? Shortest of shortest 70% of the pregnancy. So when I draw this figure, this normal curve, over here, on this line, over here will plot the normal variate x over here. So as x is increasing, the length of the pregnancies are increasing. Okay, so they are being arranged in this fashion. Okay, so what they are saying is shortest of the 70%. Sorry, shortest 70%. Okay, so from this side I have to take and I have to mark the point shortest over here. So suppose I mark it here, then what it says is, suppose this is that time which is asked over here. So suppose this point is x1, then what it says is, it is the shortest of this. Okay, and what is this area? Can you predict something about this area? What will be this area? It will be 70%. 0.70. Percentages, when I write in decimal, this is what I get. Is this clear? So we can find the point x1 as the same way. यहाँ पे कुछ गड़बड़ है. क्या गड़बड़ है? This is not correct.
Is less than the mean.
Yes, very good. See, the length from this in color, if I change, let me mark it blue. So see this area, this total area up till this mean. What is this area? This total area is 0.5%. And I'm drawing some area which is smaller than this and I'm claiming that it is 0.7, 0.7. So this cannot be correct. So what should we do over here is, if I want to draw the figure, what should be the correct figure? यहाँ तक 0.5 है, so when I am marking 0.7, so it has to go on this side. This will be the correct position to mark less than, mark the shortest 70%. So now shortest 70%, it is this area is nothing but 0.70. Okay, so we let x1 denote the time, the length of time of shortest of shortest 70% of all pregnancies. Then what we know about this is that probability that x less than equal to x1 is 0.70. Okay, now this means what? If I convert it into z now, okay, because we are not comfortable working with x. So the first thing is converted in terms of z. So this is equal to x1 minus mu divided by sigma 0.70. This is P of z is less than equal to, so let me call this point as z1, 0.70. Okay, now when it comes to z, I know how to handle this situation. So this means what? This means that probability that x is less than 0 plus probability that z lies between 0 and z1. So this is 0.70. This value is 0.5. So what is this value? This will correspond to 0.20. So what is the corresponding value of z1? Look it from the table. And then what is z1? Z1 is equal to x1 minus mu divided by sigma. So it will be x1 minus whatever the values were, 527 divided by 16. So this will be the expression for Z1. Is this clear? Now what I have, this what number, just read this question. This is almost similar to this. 89 percentile. Okay, percentile I don't think we have. I'll just escape. Yes, keep the notations. I'll take some more sums over here. One, two, whole square. So this is the next one. Some more sums I can do here. Hmm. Question Y. Yeah. Now this is the favorite question. Hmm. Marking yellow. Yeah. Distribution of marks in a certain examination was found to be normally distributed with 23% of the candidates scoring about 60 marks and 21% of the candidates scoring scoring below 40. Find the mean find the mean and the variance of the distribution. How do we do this one? Now, over here, mean and standard deviation, they are not given. But what is given is that the distribution of the marks is normal distribution. And what is given is 23% of the candidates have scored above 60. And 21 candidates, 20%, 21% of the candidates have scored below 40. So we need to find the mean and the variance. So how do we do this one? So we'll take this, let X denote the marks obtained. And let and X be a normal distribution. Okay, then let us denote, let mu and sigma be the mean and the standard deviation of X. So we have X over here. We have also talked about what is the mean and what is the standard deviation. Now what is given is, it's given that somewhere here it will be the mean, that 23% students, they got above 60. So suppose this is the mean if I'm denoting it by mu. Okay, so 60, above 60, how many students are there? There are 23%. Percent, when I write it in terms of decimals, so it will be 0. Not 0. Oh, वापस करिए, erase करना है. Okay, so this is 0.23. Okay, and now what it says is for 21 students, 21% of students, they are scoring below 40. So where will be this 40? Here or here? This is 40 over here and here. So where will be the 40 over here? Suppose I mark 40 over here. Then it is talking about the students who have scored below 40 is this one. And how many students we have? We have got 21% of the students. So they are saying that this area will turn out to be 0.21. Is this clear? Is this clear? This is not correct. What is wrong? Again, just check this. If I sketch this way, what I know about this area in red, it will be definitely greater than 0.5 because I'm including this half of it. Okay. So it means what? This position is not at all correct. So what is the correct position? The correct position is that
0.71.
नहीं नहीं 40 का पोजीशन इसके नीचे चला जाता है. ओके दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव. न्यू यहाँ पर है 60 यहाँ पे है और ये ओके. अदरवाइज अभी हम क्या करेंगे ये भी करने की जरूरत नहीं थी. so I would have taken. Now let me write down the conditions what are given. That probability that x greater than 60 is 23%. Is 23%. When I convert it into z, this is what it is. Okay, and the second one is probability that x is less than 40. This is 0.21. Okay, let us simplify both the equations one by one. So we have p of x minus mu divided by sigma is greater than 60 minus mu upon sigma. Now this time we do not know even mu and sigma. So this is equal to 0.23. So this is p of z greater than say z1. This is nothing but 0.23. Okay. So when we say that z is greater than z1, we are talking about this region. So this means nothing but 0.5 minus probability that z lies between 0 and z1 is 0.23. Okay. So in particular, what we get is 0.5 minus 0.23 is equal to probability that. Okay. So what is this figure? 27.5 minus 0.23, 0.27. What we get is 0.27 is equal to the probability that z lies between z1 and 0. So now we can look it from the table and identify what is z equal to. Okay, and after getting the expression for z, we can substitute what is our z1. This implies 60 minus mu upon sigma is equal to this figure. Okay, now over here we'll get, when we simplify this expression, we will get one equation in the variables sigma and mu. Similarly, this one, when I try to simplify, what will be the expression that I'm going to get? P of x minus mu divided by sigma is less than 40 minus mu divided by sigma. This is 0.21. So what will be this equal to? Here it will be z. This figure I do not know, so let me call it as z2. So this is 0.24. So now what we have is, this is the point z equal to 0. Z equal to 0, the mean over here, and z is greater than greater than z2. So where is that? Z2 will be here or here? Left of 0 or left of origin or right of origin?
Left of origin, left of origin.
Left of origin. Okay, so we have to be very careful in identifying कि बाबा left है कि right है. उसकी वजह से एक minus का sign अगर differ हुआ, then your entire sum will be gone. So we have to be really careful. So it is actually the left side wala thing. Just wait a second. So now what we'll have is, it is left of this. So I'll mark the point Z2 over here. Z1 I have already marked here. So Z2 is this. Okay. So what do we get over here? So less than this is this region. So how can we find Z2? We can take the mirror image. So what will be the mirror image? Mirror image will be somewhere here. Okay. So probability that Z is greater than Z2 is given as 0.21. This will be nothing but zero point 0.5 minus this expression. So this is nothing but 0.5 minus probability that Z lies between Z1, 0 and Z2. Okay. So this turns out to be probability of probability of 0.5 plus, क्या लिखा मैंने, ये into ये 0.5 into this expression is equal to this. We can find it from the table कि ये value क्या आ रहा है, what is this value turning out to be, and then we can substitute in this expression. So what we'll get is probability of Z2 is 0.24. So this will be now working in backward direction. We'll get this. Acha, one more thing. After even simplifying, we'll get the value of Z2. What is that Z2 over here? Now, यहाँ पर एक चीज ध्यान देने की है आपको, because this Z2 is corresponding to the left of origin. So what will be this Z2? Z2 will be a negative number. So even if you are getting a positive number, make sure that you attach the point minus, you attach the minus sign to the number. So here 0.29. This goes here, this goes there. So what we get is, this is nothing but 0.5. This goes here. Solve the equation. So what I wanted to show you is probability minus zero point 0.5 minus 0.21. So it will be 2.92. 0.9. क्या किया मैंने, 0.5 minus 0.21. हाँ बराबर लिखा. Okay. So what we get is 40 minus mu divided by sigma is equal to minus of Z2. This will be minus 1, 16 is 18, 4, 5. ये सिग्मा का वैल्यू क्या था? I forgot the value of sigma. Sigma, अच्छा, we have to find it. Okay. What am I doing here? Is so this is what we get. ये क्या लिखा मैंने यहाँ? 2b क्यों लगाया है? Only this much. This will be minus 0.9. अभी सॉल्व करोगे आप, so you'll get the value of sigma and mu. So is this clear now? So what all things we have seen, we'll see this quickly, a quick recap of all the things. We have seen the normal distribution, it's the continuous. This one is for continuous. This is for continuous. For this, we talk about the normal distribution. Then what we have is, this is the expression for this is the probability density function for the normal distribution. This integral is difficult to handle, but the statisticians, they have made the log table sort of thing, the area table for Z curve. So using this Z curve, we are able to find the various areas or various probabilities. Okay. Now one more thing. See, the this one, the normal table that we have seen is, it is talking about, our table gives us this area. Okay. Whereas when you Google it, there are many Z tables available. Some of the Z tables will give area somewhat like this, ऐसा पूरा के पूरा. Some tables they give us the area which is somewhat like this. इसके बाहर का. Okay. So these are the various types of tables that are available on internet. Okay, I selected a simple one because I felt that this is easier to understand. Okay, had it been this table, then we have got a different standard normal curve for these two things. All these three things will have different distribution table. Okay, now after that, we have got very many examples on standard normal curve to understand it properly, how to use the log tables. And over here, again, further we simplified the sums. Then these are the word problems. Okay. In this is a word problem. And then this is what we have solved, normal distribution. This is clear. Okay, then we'll stop now. Thank you, all of you. Yes, keep the annotations. So next time we will be working on the next module. Okay.